Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in today's video, we are going to solve TCS BPS Aptitude, Verbal and Reasoning Ability questions all in one short video. Basically, in this one single video, you will get questions from different topics. Like, in Aptitude only, we will cover topics, questions from 10 to 12 different topics, and same goes for verbal ability and reasoning ability. So the main aim for this video is that within less amount of time, you can prepare more number of questions, because whenever you are attempting for these types of whenever you are preparing for these types of examinations, what you need to do is not going one by one topic at a time, because in that way you won't be able to complete your entire syllabus. If you complete in this way, like solving more questions in less number of time on different topics will give you a very good practice of questions. So that is why this video is going to be super helpful for you if you are also going to attempt your TCS BPS examination. So without wasting any time, let's get started with today's video. But before that, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel, as I regularly post these kinds of helpful videos for all of you on daily basis. Also, there is a complete playlist on TCS BPS on my channel. Make sure to check this playlist. You will find more helpful videos in this playlist. There are a lot of students who have prepared from this playlist and got selected in TCS BPS. So let's get started with the first question. So guys, we have this next question on our screen. Let's read out the question first and then we will be attempting it. So the question says, the respective ratio of the present ages of Ram and Rohan is 4:5, 6 years hence. Now what does this mean? 6 years hence means in future. Okay, so after 6 years, the respective ratio of their ages will be 6:7. What is the difference between their ages? We are going to solve this question also in a similar pattern. What I will do is, first of all, I will write past, then I'm going to write present, and then I'm going to write future. Okay, what is the data initially that is given to us is the present ages of Ram and Rohan is 4:5, which is the ratio of the present. Okay, so let's note down this one first of all, and then 6 years hence, which means after 6 years. Okay, the new ratio is 6:7, and we are asked to find the difference between their ages. So again, we can formulate the equation something like this: 4x by 5x. Okay, because this is the ratio, and after 6 years, so I will add 6 on both the ends, like numerator and denominator, and then the new ratio that we will be getting is 6/7. Now solving this equation further, we will be getting something like this: 7 when multiplied with 4x plus 6 will be something like this. Then 6 will get multiplied with 5x plus 6. Solving this, we will get 7 4s are 28x, then plus 42. This side we will be getting 30x and plus 36. Okay, let's solve it further. This 28x minus will go over there and become minus. So 30 minus 28x will be 2x, right? In the similar way, 42 will stay here and 36 will go there. So 42 minus 36 is going to be 6. So 6 over here. So the x value that we will be getting is 6/2, which is 3, right? So 3 is the x value that we have got. Now let's find the actual ages of Ram and Rohan. Okay, so see, we are told the ratio of Ram and Rohan age. So Ram's age was 4x and Rohan's age was 5x. Okay, we have taken it from this present age ratio. So x value that we have found out is 3. So 4 3s are 12, and then 5 is 5 3s are 15, right? So now what is asked to us in the question? What is the difference between their ages? So simply we will take out the difference. Okay, so which means 15 minus 12, which is 3. So 3 years is the difference between their ages. So the correct answer for this question is option number A. I hope you are getting it. If you have any more doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. So guys, let's now move on to the next question. So we have the question given on our screen. Let's read it out first of all and then we will be solving it. The question states, the height of a trapezium shaped wall is 8 meters. The trapezium's parallel sides measures 4 and 6 meters. Find the cost of painting the whole wall if the price per square meter is 50. Let's understand. First of all, this is a trapezium based question. So let me create a trapezium in this way. And let's note down the data which is given to us. Okay, so it is told that the height of the trapezium is 8 meters. Okay, so this is the height, which is 8 meter, which is given to us, and the trapezium's parallel sides measures 4 and 6 meter. So the smaller side is 4 meter and the larger side is 6 meter. Okay, so now we have noted down all the data which is there with us. Now let's try to find out. So in order to find the cost of painting the whole wall or the trapezium, we first of all need to find the area of trapezium, right? Because once we have the area of trapezium, then only we can find out the cost for it. So the formula for area of trapezium is half into sum of parallel sides. Okay, sum of parallel side multiplied by height. Okay, So this is the formula that we have for area of trapezium. Let's substitute the values now. So half into sum of parallel sides is 4 and 6. So 4 plus 6 and height is 8. Let's solve it further. Half into 10 into 8. This will be 5. So this will be 40. So we have the area as 40. Okay. So this is not the answer. Just don't get confused. We need to find the cost of painting. So I will write it over here. Cost of painting will be equals to, see, cost of painting will be like we have to paint the entire area and rate per meter square is given to us, right? Rate per meter square. So area that we have is 40 meter square and rate per meter square is 50. So the final cost will be 2000, right? 4 5s are 20 and then these two zeros. So 2000, which is option B, will be the correct answer for this question. So guys, now let's move on to the next question. But before that, if you're finding this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel, because it really motivates me to bring more such helpful content for all of you. We have been given a passage and we have to find out the answer based on that passage. Okay. The internet has revolutionized communication, making it easier to stay in touch with people across the globe. It has also enabled the fast exchange of innovation and information and ideas. The question that is asked is, what has the internet revolutionized? Okay. Now, even before we dig into the options, let's read the passage again. The internet has revolutionized communication. In the first sentence only the answer lies. So the correct answer will be option number B, that is communication. Let's move on to the next question. So we have to rearrange the following sentence to form a coherent paragraph. We have 4 options. So we have to rearrange them so that it makes a meaningful sentence. Let's read the sentences. These are crucial aspects for success of any business. See, the sentence is starting with these are. So this cannot be the first sentence. Okay. Let's read second sentence. Business leaders should focus on teamwork and communication. Yes, this can be a first sentence. Okay. Because here we don't have any dependency with the other statement. Option 3 is effective management is key to achieving long-term goals. And option 4 is it helps in solving problems quickly and efficiently. Okay. So again, I would suggest you to pause for a minute, think of the sequence and then proceed with the or resume the video. The first option is going to be second. Business leaders should focus on teamwork and communication. Next should be effective management is a key to achieving long-term goals. Next option is it helps in solving problems quickly and efficiently. And the next will be these are crucial aspects for success of any business. So the correct sequence is 2, 3, 4, 1. Moving on to the next question. What does the idiom cry over split milk means? Okay. So we have idiom and we have to find out the meaning of it. The options are to worry about the things that cannot be undone. Option B is to celebrate an achievement. Option C is to waste time, and option D is to remain calm. So the correct option for this question is option number A, which is to worry about the things that cannot be undone. Okay, you might have heard about the idiom called as milk once spilled cannot be refilled, right? So this is kind of same thing, cry over the spilled milk. So milk is already spilled. Okay, now there is no point to crying over that, because now there is no point of worrying about the things which you cannot do or which you cannot undo now. So let's move on with life. Okay, so the correct answer is option number A. Okay, let's move on to the next question now. What is the synonym of elated? Okay, now we have 4 options: happy, angry, depressed and sad. So the correct answer for this question is option number A, elated. That is, I am very elated or I am very joyful or happy. So the correct answer is happy. Okay, elated means happy only. Moving on, what is the opposite of narrow? We have 4 options: wide, thin, small, short. So narrow means which doesn't like very short space. Okay, narrow, this is narrow, and then the opposite of it is going to be wide. Okay, this is wide. So the correct answer is option A, which is wide. Let's move on to the next question now. We have a sentence, we have to find out the error in this sentence. Let's read the sentence first. The dog chased its tail until it was exhausted. Okay, let's see. The dog, okay, there is no problem in this part. Chase its, okay, no, again no problem in this part too. Tail until, again I don't see any problem in this sentence, so that is why I would say option D is the correct answer for this question. Okay, So the correct answer is option number D with no error. So guys, if you have any doubts or if you want any clarification on any question, you can ask me in the comment section. And if you want me to make video on any specific topic, please drop that also in the comment section so that I can bring the video on that topic too. Let's now go to next question, which is convert the following sentence to a passive voice. The teacher explained the concept to students. This sentence is in what? Active voice. So the correct answer for this will be the concept was explained to the students by the teacher. Okay. So the active sentence was the teacher explained the concept to the students. The passive of it will be, this is the passive version. The concept was explained to the students by the teacher. Okay. Let's move on to the next question now. Improve the sentence. Okay, we have been given a sentence, we need to improve it. If there is any grammatical mistake, we have to make it correct. Okay, the teacher was explaining the lessons to us yesterday. Okay, so the correct answer will be the teacher explained. Okay, we never say was explaining. Okay, the teacher explained the lessons to us yesterday. Okay, so this will be the correct answer. Why so? Because see, was is a like word that we use for past, and explaining that is the word that we use for future or present. Okay, so that is why was and explaining does not matches. So that is why the correct answer will be the teacher explained the lessons to us yesterday. Moving on to the next question now. Change the sentence to indirect speech. We have a sentence, John said, I will be going on a vacation next week. Okay, so this is what? This is direct speech. And indirect speech will be, indirect speech or indirect version of this sentence will be, John said that. See, now you know, whenever we convert a sentence into indirect speech, that sentence is said by someone else. So that is why now it is not the John that who is saying this sentence. It is someone else. So what he will say is, John said that he would be going on a vacation the following week. Okay, because next week we will, if someone else is saying, we will say it is in this way, the following week. Okay, so John said that he would be going on a vacation the following week. Someone else is saying this statement about John. Okay, now see, that is why we are practicing these questions without options, so that you understand how to formulate or how to form the, or how to convert the sentences from indirect to direct or direct to indirect and active to passive or passive to active. So once you have 4 options, you can easily figure out which option is the most suitable for it. And I will also suggest the same, that in exams, before checking the options, try to formulate the sentence by yourself. If you have done a bit of practice, you can easily do that and check the sentence that you have formed is there in the options or not. If so, then that only would be the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. Spot the error in the sentence. We have a sentence that is, she quickly walked to the office but didn't realize she had left her phone at home. The options are quickly, walked, didn't realize, at home. Okay, so the correct answer would be didn't realize. Okay, so see, the error is in this sentence. Instead of this, what should be there? Didn't realize. Okay, it should not be didn't realize, it should be didn't realize. So the correct answer is option number C. So guys, let's look at this question. The question is, from a group of 7 men and 6 women, 5 persons are to be selected to form a committee, so that at least 3 men are there on the committee. In how many ways can it be done? Okay, so guys, first of all, after reading the question, we have to understand that is this question needs to be solved using combination or permutation. So understand easily that whenever we have this type of question, that we need to select out of the given data, that is like, you know, first of all, we are given the data of man and woman, and out of that we have to select it, right? So whenever selection is there, we will always do what? Combination. Okay, we will always apply combination. Okay, and in case of permutation, when that should be applied, so whenever like you have to rearrange, okay, rearrange a particular thing, then in that case we apply permutation. Okay, so now from the question itself it is very clear, since it is a selection based question, we are going to apply combination formula. Okay, what does the question says? First of all, the question says that there is a group of 7 men and 6 women, and for them we have to create, out of them we have to create a committee of how many people? 5 people. Okay, so a committee needs to be formed of 5 people, and in that one criteria is given to us that at least 3 men are there. Okay, now when I say at least 3 men, then what can be the different scenarios that can happen? See, one scenario can be 3 men will be there, so out of total 5, 3 are men, so remaining 2 will be what? Women, right? And then one other case can be at least 3, right? So more than 3 can also be there, so I am considering 4 men are there. So in that case, 1 woman will be there, right? One more case can be that all 5 men we are taking, right? So in that case, there will be no women, so 0 women. Okay, so these 3 different cases can happen, or different combinations can happen, and we have to find out how many ways it can be done. So see, simply if we have reduced this logic, then it will be very easy to solve this question. Let's try to solve it. So we have 7 men. Out of that, first case is 3 men and 2 women. So how we will select 3 men out of 7 men? So it will be written in this way: 7C3. Okay, combinations multiplied by, out of 6 women we have to select 2 women. Okay, so 6C2. This is one case, plus second condition we will write. Okay, second case, 7 men and 4 men. Okay, so out of 7 men we have to select 4 men, so 7C4 multiplied by, out of 6 women 1 woman needs to be selected, so 6C1. Okay, now plus again, and in the third case it can be like 7 men, out of that we have to select 5 men. Okay, 7C5, and I'm not writing women's one because women's we are not choosing only. So yeah, in this way we will, what we will do is simply we will solve this equation and we will finally get our answer. Let's try to solve it. How can this be solved? See, 7C3, okay, it can be written as 7 into 6 into 5 divided by 3 factorial, so 3, 2, 1. Okay, simply multiplied by 6C2, it can be written as 6 into 5 and 2 into 1, simple as that. Plus now 7C4 we can solve it, but I have in combinations there is this thing that NCR is equals to NCR is equals to NC n minus R. Okay, so when I say 7C4, this can also be equal to 7C 7 minus 4, which is 3. Okay, so we can write 7C4 as 7C3 also. Now you might be thinking, why am I doing this in the first place? Okay, I'm just doing this to make my calculations easy. See, if I have to solve 7C4, what I have to do? 7 6 5 and 4, right? Now 4 factorial, 4 3 2 1, right? But on the other hand, if I have to do the calculation of 7C3, what I need to do? 7 6 5 3 2 1, right? So you can observe that the calculations becomes a little bit easy. So whenever, if you have a calculation of a greater number, you can simplify it in this way. So 7C4 I'm going to write it as 7C3 multiplied by 6C1. I'm going to keep it as it is because 1 is there, so it will be easy for me to calculate. Again here in 7C5, 5 factorial will be too much to calculate, so what I will do, 7C 7 minus 5, which will be 2, so 7C2 I will do. Okay, now we have the more simplified equation. Now we will solve it further. So see, if you will solve this whole part, right, this first part, okay, what you will be getting is 525. Okay, now plus, let's solve this portion. Okay, so 7C3 can be written as 7 6 5 3 2 1. Okay, and this will be multiplied 6C1 will be simply 6. Okay, plus 7C2, it can be written as 7 multiplied by 6, 2 multiplied by 1, divided by 2 multiplied by 1. Okay, further, so 525 as it is. Okay, and then this, okay, we will solve 3 to the 6, it will get cancelled, so 7 into 6 and then multiplied by 5, so 6 5s are 30, 30 into 7 is 210. So this middle portion becomes 210. This we will solve, 2 3s are 6, 7 3s are 20. Okay, so 21. So this will be our final values that we will be getting. So 525 plus 210 plus 21 becomes what? 756. So the final answer that we will be getting is this one, option number D, which is 756. Okay, so I hope you understood how to solve this question. It was easy only. Basically, if you have solved it once and if you have understand the pattern, then it will be very easy for you to solve. Okay, so let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question, guys. But before looking at this question, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you are finding this video helpful, please give it a like. So guys, the question is, at what percent annual compound interest rate if a sum of rupees 1000 amounts to rupees 27,000 in 3 years? So what we need to find basically is the rate value, okay, compound interest rate. So we have to find rate value. Let's note down the data which is given to us. So the principal amount that is given to us is 1000. So it is told sum here, so don't get confused. Sum is principal only. So principal amount that I am given is 1000 and it amounts to rupees 27,000. So this is the amount value which is given to me, okay. Now in 3 years, so this is the time value which is given to me, 3 years. Now I need to find the rate value, okay. So R. So simply we can use amount formula in this case to find out our answer. So amount is equals to what? P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power of n. Okay, now amount value we have is 27,000. P is the principal, which is 1000 in this case, and 1 plus rate is the one that we need to find out. So I will keep rate as R and then divide by 100 and then n is my 3. So now I will solve this equation to get my final answer. Okay, see, this will be 27,000 divided by 1000. This 1000 will come here in the denominator and this will get cancelled, and on this side we will be left with 1 plus R by 100 cube. Okay, see, this is 27. 27 can be written as 3 cube, right? And then here we have 1 plus R by 100 cube. So this and this can get cancelled. So we will be left with 3 equals to 1 plus R by 100, right? Then this can be further simplified. This 1 will go over there. So it will be 2 is equals to R by 100. So R will finally be 200, right? So the correct answer for this question will be, the rate value will be 200. So answer is option number C. I hope you have easily understood how to solve this question. So guys, most of the question will be in this manner only, that you have to use the formula, okay, of amount or either compound interest, and in that all the other things will be given to you and you need to find one thing which is missing. Okay, in this case it was rate that we need to find out. So now let's move on to the next question. Let's look at this question, guys. In this question we have the question as, a boat can travel with a speed of 13 km per hour in still water. The speed of the stream is 4 km per hour. Find the time taken by the boat to go 68 km downstream. So as a first step, let's note down all the data that is given to us. So the boat speed is given to us is 13 km per hour. Okay. And then we have the next data, which is speed of stream. So stream speed is given to us as 4 km per hour. Okay. Then find the time taken by the boat to go 68 km downwards. So basically we need to find time taken, and then distance is also given to us, which is 68 kilometers downwards, okay, downstream. So now again we know that the formula for speed is what? Distance upon time. So time will be what? Distance upon speed, okay. And which speed we will take in this case? Downstream, because it is given to us in the question itself. So as a first step, our duty is to find downstream speed. Now based on the given data, we can easily find downstream speed. So downstream speed will be what? Downstream speed is equals to, downstream means adding, okay, both the speeds will get add up. So boat speed plus stream speed. Boat speed is 13, stream speed is 4, which is going to be 17 km per hour, okay. So now let's substitute this in the formula that we have. So distance that is given to us in the question is 68 kilometers, and then this speed that we have found, downstream speed that we have found, is 17 km per hour. Now you need to just divide it. So 17 will get easily cut directly 4 times with 68. So because 17 fours are 68. Okay, so the final answer will be 4 hours. Okay, let's see if we have that option. Yes, option number C is 4 hours. So the correct answer for this question will be option C. If you have any doubts, feel free to put it in the comment section. Moving on to the next question. Let's look at this question. The word tabular is rewritten by arranging the letters in the alphabetical order. Okay, so what will be the third letter from the right? And we have the options T, B, L, R. So in order to solve this question, what we need to do, see, we have this given word which is tabular. Okay, we need to rearrange it in alphabetical order. Okay, now what is alphabetical order? That is whichever letter comes first in the alphabet, we have to keep it first and then the other ones. Okay, so for example, in this word, what is the one which comes first? A, right, in alphabet. So we will put A first here. In the same way, A is one more time, so we will put A, this one also here. So we will get A. Next is what? Next is B, right? So our next term alphabetically will be B. Then we will have L, okay, and then we will have what? R, then T, and then U. Okay, so now our series is arranged in alphabetical order. Now what we need to find, what will be the third letter from the right. So 1, 2 and 3. See, this is right direction. Okay, so the third letter from the right is what? R. So the correct answer in this case is going to be R. So the correct answer is option number D, which is R. Okay, hope you have understood it. Moving on to the next one. The next question is, in the given below series, how many 5s are preceded by 4 and succeeded by 8? Okay, so see, we again have a series with us. So let me write the series first. 4, 5, 8, 7, 8, 6, 7, 7, 5, 4, 8, 6. So here we have taken this entire series. Now what we need to find is how many 5s that are preceded by 4 and succeeded by 8. What does that mean? See, there should be a 5, okay, in the front of which should be what? 4. Preceded means in front of, and succeeded means after it. So we want to find this type of 5 which have 4 in front of that and 8 after that. Okay, so let's see this one. Let's start with the first 5. Yes, 4 is there in one in front of it, and then 8 is there. So till now we have found one. Let's see if we have any other 5. Yes, we have another 5, but here 4 is not there in front of it, so this cannot be the sequence. Okay, next we have this 5. 4 is there in the front and 8 is there in the back, so this is also correct. So now our count that we have found is 2. Let's see one more if we have it or not. So we have one more, but here it is the opposite case. 8 is coming front and 4 is coming in back, so that is also that is why we will also not consider this one also. Okay, so the correct answer for this one will be option A, which is 2. So there are 2 such occurrences of 5 which are preceded by 4 and succeeded by 8. Hope you have understood it. Moving on to the next one. Okay, let's look at this question. Class A has higher enrollment than class B. Class C has lower enrollment than class B. Class A has lower enrollment than class C. If the first two statements are true, the third statement is what? Okay, see, this is statement 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So based on statement 1 and 2, we have to tell if statement 3 is true, false, uncertain, or none. Let's try to understand this problem. Okay, see, first in first statement, what it is told, A has higher enrollment than class B. So what we can write? Okay, A has higher enrollment than class B. Okay, and in second statement, what it is said, class C has lower enrollment than class B. So class C has lower enrollment than class B. So we can write this one. Class, in third statement, what it is written, class A has lower enrollment than class C. Okay, which means this one, class A has lower enrollment than class C. So what is the correct? Okay, so see, from the first two statements, we know that A is greater than B and C is less than B, which implies what? A is greater than B and B is greater than C. Okay, so this contradicts our third statement, which is saying A is less than B, right? Because with this, what we have concluded is A is greater than C, right? So that is why we will say that the third statement is what? False. Answer is option B. Moving on to the next one. Choose the correct alternative that will continue the same pattern and fill in the blank spaces. So we have a series 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 dash and then 17 we have to find. Let's write this series with us and then we will try to solve it. Again, I would suggest that please pause for a moment and think of the answer in your own mind and then continue with the video. Okay. See, the given sequence that we have is what? 2 and then 3. If you will try to even find the differences also, you will not find anything, because see, this is a series of what? This is a series of prime numbers. Okay, so if you like notice very carefully, this is a series of prime numbers, that is 2 is one of first prime number, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 11, then what is the next prime number that comes in the series, right? So that is 13. So we know 13 is a prime number, and in this series 13 is the correct one which is coming. So the missing number here was what? 13. So the correct answer in this case is going to be option B, which is 13. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have a statement, okay, and based on that we have to answer our questions. The principal instructed all the teachers to be careful in class because some students may disturb other students. We have few assumptions. First one is the teacher may handle the situation properly and they may restrict the naughty students. Statement 2 is the students will welcome the decision of the principal. Okay, now we have different options. If only assumption 1 is implicit, if only assumption 2 is implicit, C is if either 1 or 2 is implicit, and D is if neither 1 or nor 2 is implicit. Okay, see, the correct answer for this will be option number A, okay, which is only assumption 1 is implicit. Why so? Because see, 1 is implicit because the principal is assuming that the teachers can manage the situation. Okay, so teachers may handle the situation properly and they may restrict the naughty students, right? That is why only statement 1 is implicit. Okay, the correct answer in this question will be option number A. Moving on to the next one. So we have this series again, and we need to find which will come in the next series. Okay, so let me put commas in between so that you can easily recognize. Okay, so we have this series. Let's see what is the pattern which is getting formed here. So first of all, if you see 522, okay, and then next is what, 1 2 3 5. Okay, so what is getting added? The difference is 713. Okay, now next we will see 2661. The difference is what? The difference is 1426. Okay, now in this case you might not understand, okay, how what is this random number, but if you will focus carefully, this is what, 1713 into 2. Okay, moving on. 4800. Okay, the difference here is how much? 2139. Okay, and this is what, 1713 into 3. I hope now you have got the logic. So the next is what, 7652. Okay, and the difference here from 4800 to 7652 is what? It is 2852, which is 1713 into 4. And the next one is what, 11217, and the difference that was coming is 3565, which is 713 into 5. Next, so now you know, now we have to find it out. Okay, so how we can find it out? 713 into 6, which is going to be what, 4278. Okay, and what we need to do, we need to add this number to this previous number, right? So 11217 plus 4278 is going to give us what, 15495. Okay, so 15495 will be the next term in the series, which is our option A. So hope you have understood this series logic. The correct answer for this question is option A, which is 15495. The next question that we have is, this statement is, despite a number of preventive measures initiated by the traffic police department, two-wheelers appear to be the cause of majority of traffic accident in the city due to over speeding. It is also observed that two-wheeler vehicles are often driven at higher speeds, okay, than normal on low traffic roads. So the question is, which of the following conclusions follow from the above passage? So based on the above passage, which of the following statements are correct? The options that we have is, two-wheeler drivers become reckless on low traffic roads. Option B is, most of the accidents involving two-wheelers occur on low traffic roads. Option C is, there is no chance of accident on congested road. And option D is, it is impossible to drive two-wheelers at high speed on a congested road. See, we have to tell which one is correct as per the above passages. So see, this one is not mentioned anywhere. Okay, if you will read very carefully 2 or 3 times, you will get to know. First one is the one which is getting followed. And why so? Because see, the passage is mentioning that two-wheelers are often driven at higher speeds. Okay, if you read here, two-wheelers are often driven at higher speeds on low traffic roads. Okay, which implies that the drivers are acting recklessly in such situations. So that is why this makes sense here. Okay, in this case, so the correct option is option number A. So the correct answer is option A for this question. Moving on. So we have the identify the odd one out question. So we have different options, and we have to select which is the odd one out of them. So see, lion, tiger, elephant, and cheetah. So the correct answer in this case is going to be what? Option number C, which is elephant. And why so? Because see, lion, tiger, and cheetah, okay, these are all what? These are all carnivores. Okay, carnivores means they eat animals, and on the other hand, elephant is what? It is herbivore. So that is why the odd one out will be elephant in this case, and the correct option will be option number C. That is the answer for this question. Let's now move on to the next question. Fill in the blank. So we have a statement, we have to fill in the blank from the by selecting the options from the given option. Okay, the news about the layoffs was dash to the entire department. The options that we have are heard, informing, informed, informed to. The news about the layoffs was dash to the entire department. So informed. Okay, the correct answer for this one will be informed. The news about the layoffs was informed to the entire department. Heard cannot be the one. Informing also does not fit in. Grammatically correct. Informed is the one which is fine. Informed to is also not correct. So the correct answer is option number C. Moving on to the next question. What is the synonym of obscure? Okay, we have four options: clear, hidden, bright, and famous. So obscure means which is like, you know, not very clear, or which is kind of hidden. So the correct answer for this question will be hidden. Okay, that is option number B. Moving on to the next question. What is the opposite of expensive? So expensive word is a pretty basic word. We all use it in our day-to-day vocabulary. So we know the meaning of expensive, which is like very costly. Okay. Now we have to find the opposite of this. Okay, not the synonym. So make sure that you don't make mistakes while, you know, check like finding the correct option. The options are cheap, costly, luxurious, overpriced. So the like antonym or opposite of expensive will be cheap. Okay, so the correct answer is what? Cheap. That is option number A. Moving on to the next question. We have been given again 4 sentences and we have to rearrange them to make the no, sorry, this is not a rearrangement sentence. This is the choose the right sentence. Okay, so out of 4 sentences we have to choose which is grammatically correct. Let's read one by one. Neither the manager nor the employees was happy with the decision. Okay, let's see further options. Neither the manager nor the employees were happy with the decision. Okay, see here the difference is were and previously it was. So clearly was cannot be there because, you know, it is, we are talking in plural form because it is employees. Okay, so that is why was will not come. Were seems to be a good option. Let's read further 2 options. Neither the manager nor the employees is happy. No. No correction required. Okay, so definitely the correction is required, that is in option B. So option B is the most like correct answer, grammatically correct answer. So that is why the correct answer option for this question is option number B, which is neither the manager nor the employees were happy with the decision. Let's move on to the next question now. Now in this question we need to complete the passage. We have been given a paragraph or a passage. We have to find out the correct answer. John was feeling nervous about the presentation, but he dashed his fear and delivered the speech confidently. The 4 options that we have are embraced, avoided, overcome, and ignored. See, John had a nervousness, okay, which is not a very good quality. So you need to bypass it or overcome it. Okay, you will not embrace it. This is not something which you will embrace or this is to be proud of, right? So embrace is not a correct option. You cannot avoid it. Okay, because see, if you have any flaw, it will keep it will be with you. So you need to overcome it by practice. So that is what overcome is the most correct option, and ignore cannot so not be the correct one. So the correct answer for this one will be option number C, which is overcome. Moving on to the next question. Fill in the blank type of question we have. So here we have been given a blank. We need to fill the most appropriate answers from the given options. So the question is, the team worked hard to dash the project ahead of schedule. Okay, so what can be the correct answer for this one? Let's see. Let's try to fit in one word and let's see which will be the most suitable one. The team worked hard to complete the project ahead of schedule. Yes, this seems to be correct. Let's read further options. The team worked hard to finish the project ahead of schedule. Yes, this also like seems to be fitting in. So let's see further option. The team worked hard to accomplish the project ahead of the schedule. Yes, this also makes sense. So you see, we have tried all 3 options and all 3 were fitting. So, and the 4th option that we have is all of the above. So that's why we will select the option as all of the above, because all these options are fitting in to be fit in the blanks. So the correct answer is option D, all of the above. Let's move on to the next question now. The question is, we have to choose the correct word which can fit in this blank. Okay, she couldn't dash the news about her promotion. See, we have two options given to us: bear, beer. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is beer. Okay, beer means kind of to tolerate or to like take up. So the correct answer will be option number B. Moving on to the next question now. Identify the best replacement for the underlined part. So he is good in solving problems. So actually the underline is missed. So I'll tell you what is the underlined part. Underlined part was this one. Okay. Now we have four options given to us: good at, good in, good with, and no improvement. See, definitely good in cannot be an option, because if good in will be an option, we will select no improvement, right? Why we would select good in only? So good in is not the option. He is good in solving problems. No. So good with also cannot come, and no improvement definitely not. So the correct answer will be good at. So he is good at solving problems. Okay. So we say that he is good at solving problems. So correct answer for this question will be option number A. Okay. Moving on to the next question now. Choose the word that is most similar to meticulous. And we have been given four options: careful, casual, reckless, and hasty. Okay. Meticulous means to do something with, utmost carefulness. So that is why the correct option out of four is option number A, that is careful. Okay. Now guys, before moving on to the next question, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so. And guys, one suggestion from my end, that don't watch the answers directly. Okay, try to pause the video for a second, think of the solution in your mind, and then watch it, and then see whether the answer that you have thought is only the correct one or not. This helps your brain to think. Okay, otherwise if you directly watch the solutions, your brain will not get time to think of the answers. Let's move on to this question now. Okay, let's check this question. Identify the incorrectly spelled word. We have four words. We have to tell which of the spelling is incorrect. Let's see. Occurrence, this spelling is correct. Definitely. So this spelling is wrong. So correct spelling of definitely is definitely. Okay. Definite. Okay, first see how the word definitely is formed is definite and then ly. So that is by definitely. Recommend is also correct, and independent is also correct. Moving on to the next question. Okay, so we have this question. Let's read the question first, then we will be attempting it. The question says, I am 3 times as old as my son. So one thing is very clear, that a father is speaking these lines. Okay, so I am 3 times as old as my son. 15 years hence, which means in next 15 years or after 15 years, I will be twice as old as my son. The sum of our ages is. So let's note down the few things. Okay, see, the father is telling the age in terms of his son's age. So let us assume first thing, that is, let us assume son's age to be x, right? Son's age to be x. So where I have considered the son age as x, then what father is saying, I am 3 times as old as my son. So the father's age is going to be simply 3x, right? Then 15 years hence, which means from now, after 15 years, I will be twice as old as my son. So what I will do, first of all, let's note down ages after 15 years. Okay, ages after 15 years. Okay, and then we will be formulating the equation. So son, how much he will be? It will be x plus 15. Simple, right? Because present age is x, so after 15 it will be x plus 15. In the same way, father, as of today the age is 3x, so after 15 years it will be 3x plus 15. Now what he is saying is, I am 3 times as old as my son. 15 years hence, I will be twice as old as my son, which means the age after 15 years, his age after 15 years will be equivalent to twice, which means 2 into his son's age after 15 years. Okay, now we have to solve this equation to get the value of x, and then we will be finding their individual ages, and then finally we will just sum up their ages. Let's solve this equation. This one will be 3x plus 15, which is equals to 2x plus 30. Then 3x minus 2x will be x this side, and then this 15 will go there and get subtracted from 30, which will be 15. So x value we have got it as 15. So the son's age is 15, because son's age only we have considered it as x. So son is directly we can say 15, and father is what? Father's present age is 3x, which is going to be 15 times 3, which is 45. Now we have to find the sum of their ages. Okay, so sum of their ages will be, okay, sum of their ages or present ages, you can say 15 plus 45, which is going to be 60. So 60 years should be the correct answer for this question. Yes, we have option C as 60. So the correct answer will be option number C. I hope this was clear to you. Let's now move on to the next question. So guys, let's look at this first question that we have. Tickets numbered 1 to 20 are mixed up and then a ticket is drawn at random. What is the probability that the ticket drawn has a number which is a multiple of 3 or 5? Let's see how we are going to solve this question. First of all, we know the probability formula is probability of an event is equals to n of e divided by n of s. Okay. Now what is n of e and what is n of s? N of e is simply the event and n of s is the sample space. Okay. Let's try to find out the values of these. Okay. N of e and n of s, and then we will just substitute it in this formula to find out our answer. See, first of all, we need to calculate the sample space, which is n of s or s. Directly we can write. Now what is the sample space in this going to be? Okay. See, it is told that tickets numbered from 1 to 20 are mixed up and then one ticket is drawn at random. So if we have a ticket numbered from 1 to 20, then what can be the sample space? Sample space can be any digit, right? From 1, 2, 3 up till 20, right? Because we are given 20 tickets and we have to draw one. So it can be like we can get any digit from 1 to 20, right? So this is what our sample space going to be. So the value of sample space going to be 20, right? Because we have this 20 numbers. Now we are going to find out the event. Event is what? What is the probability that the ticket drawn has a number which is a multiple of 3 or 5? So let's try to create the event. See, in sample space we have a lot of numbers, right? All from 1 to 20. Now we have to, in event we will only take those numbers which are either a multiple of 3 or 5. So 1 cannot come, 2 also cannot come, but 3 can come, right? Because 3 is a multiple of 3. In the same way 4 cannot come because 4 is not a multiple of either 3 or 5. Next number is 5, which is a multiple of 5, then 6, which is a multiple of 3, then 7 cannot come, 8 cannot come, 9 can come because it is a multiple of 3. Next digit 10, which is a multiple of 5, 12 multiple of 3, then 15, then 18, and then 20. So in this way we have prepared the event. Okay, event was what? That it should be a like multiple of 3 or 5. So we have taken all the numbers from 1 to 20 which are multiples of 3 and 5, and we have got these numbers. Let's see the count of them. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So these are 9. Okay. So we will just simply do n of e, which means number of event, which is 9, and then n of s, which is 20, right? So this is what our probability going to be, which is 9 by 20. So the correct answer for this question is option number D. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's read the question. The question says, seats of mathematics, physics, and biology in a school are in the ratio 5:7:8. There is a proposal to increase the seats by 40%, 50%, and 75% respectively. What will be the ratio of the increased seats? Okay, so we have to find out the ratio of the increased seats. So let us assume that let the number of seats be for maths 5x. Okay, based on the data that is given to us, I am taking that. For physics 7x, and then for next is biology, right? So biology 8x. Okay, so we have considered this in terms of x. Now what is the next thing that we will have to consider is that there is a proposal to increase these seats by 40%, 50%, and 75%. And whenever this type of increment in the percentage is given to us, we will have to take it in this way. That is, for physics it will be what? 140% of what? 5x, right? Because see, previously it was like 100% we will consider, and then 40 more percent is increased. So that is why we will take 140% of what value? Of the previous value, right? And then we have to find the ratio of these three increased values. So ratio sign I am putting here, and then what is for physics? 7. Okay, previous one was 7x, and the increment is 50% more. So we can write 150% of 7x. And in this way, for biology, it is 75% increment. So I will write 175% of 8x. Okay. Now let's solve this one to get the final ratio value. So 140% of 5x, we can write it in this way. Okay. And then 150% of 7x, and then 175% of 8x, right? See, now we just need to simplify these things. Okay, so let's solve it. See, it will get cancelled, and then this will get cancel with 2 sevens are 6. Okay, so 2 sevens are 14, so 7x over here. Okay, here also let's solve it further. So it will get cancelled with this one, and further it will get is it any getting cancelled? 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, 3 7s are 21 by 2x, and then this will also get cancelled with 5. So after final like calculation, it will be 14x. Okay, I'm directly writing. Now see, we have the ratio in this way, but we never write the ratio in this. We write it in the simplest form. What we will do first is this 2 we will multiply on both sides. Okay, so we will take the LCM and then we will solve it. So this will be 14x. Okay, and since we are taking the LCM, this will get multiplied by 2, so this 2 and that 2 will get cancelled, so it will be 21x over here, and then this one will be 28x. Okay, and then denominator we do not need to write since we are finding the ratios. This x will get cancelled, and then this also are common, right? Like we can divide them all. So what I will do is it will be these are the multiples of 7. Okay, so 7 2s are 14, 7 3s are 21, and then 7 4s are 28. And we do not need to write x in K because x is everywhere, so we can write 2:3:4. So the final answer for this question will be 2:3:4, which is option number A. So now moving on to the next question. See, we have this as the next question, and we have this 4 as the given options. Okay, to us. Let's read the question first. A can lay a railway track between two given stations in 16 days, and B can do the same job in 12 days. With the help of C, they did the job in 4 days only. Then C alone can do the job in how many days? Okay, that is asked to us. Basically, for A and B, we are given the work, given the amount of days in which they can do the work, but for C it is asked. Okay, and we are also given one helper data, which is that they all can do the work. If they worked it together, they all can do it in like 4 days only. Okay, so let's understand. See, A's 1 day work, okay, is how much? So A can do the work in 16 days, so A's 1 day work is 1 by 16. Okay, first of all we have understood that. In the same way, B's 1 day work is, B can do the work in 1 by 12, so it will be 1, B can do the work in 12 days, so the 1 day work for B will be 1 by 12. Okay, and also it is told that with the help of C, they did the job in 4 days only. What does that mean? That means that if A and B and C together work, they can do in 4 days. So we can say 1 day work of A plus B plus C, okay, A plus B plus C, 1 day work is how much? 1 by 4, right? That is only what it means. So A plus B plus C's 1 day work is 1 by 4. Okay, using this we are going to finally find our answer. Okay, so here A plus B plus C, when I am writing, I am meaning that A's 1 day work, B's 1 day work, and C's 1 day work. Now we already have the value of A's 1 day work, which is 1 by 16. We have the value of B's 1 day work, which is 1 by 12, but we don't have the value of C's 1 day work, and that is what we need to find out. So if we keep this as it is, and if we find the value of this C, we will get the final answer, which will be C's 1 day work. Let's try to formulate our equation properly. If I keep this C as it is here and this 1 by 4 as it is here, and take this 1 by 16 and 1 by 12 on the other side, it will go something like this: minus 1 by 16 and then 1 by 12 in bracket. Okay, I am just putting the common minus here. Let's try to solve it further. So if we solve 1 by 16 plus 1 by 12, the LCM for 16 and 12 will be what? See, 32, 16 2s are 32, cannot be the LCM because 32 is not divisible by 12. Next is what? 16 3s are 48, so 48 will be divisible by 16 also, and 12 also. Okay, so if I do 1 by 16 multiplied by 48, I will get 4. Okay, because 16 will cancel 48 with 4, sorry, not 4 but 3, and 12 will cancel it with 4. 12 4s are 48 divided by 48. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward LCM. Okay, if you are not aware, let me know in the comment section. I will explain more on that, okay, in the comment. Okay, now let's solve it further. So 1 by 4 minus 7 by 48 that we will get. Okay, see, this is what we have got. Now we will take LCM further. So LCM for 4 and 48 will be what? 48, because 48 is divisible by both. Okay, so when I multiply 1 by 4 into 48, I will get 12, right? Then if I do 7 by 48 into 48, I will just get 7, because 48 and 48 will get cut off, and then finally I will have 48 at the denominator. If I will solve 12 minus 7 by 48, I will get 5 by 48. Okay, so this is the work. Okay, this is C's work. Okay, and this is what C is one day work. You have to understand, you don't have to like give this as the final answer, because sometimes what will happen is you will get this also as one of the options. Okay, so you have to clearly understand that this is C's one day work. We have to find out that C alone can do the job in how many days, and I have already explained you in one of the previous questions that if you are given this situation that you have one day work of anyone, okay, one day work of C, then total work that C can do in how many days will just be the reciprocal of it. So the correct answer will be 48 by 5 and not 5 by 48. Okay, so you have to reciprocate it, but you can see we do not have the options as like this fraction. What we will do is we will solve it furthermore. Okay, let's try to divide this. 5 nines are 45, then we are left with 3. So the answer will be 9. Okay, this 9, then this 3, and then 5. So 9 3 by 5 is your correct answer, which is your option number C. So the correct answer for this question is option number C. I hope you have got it. Okay, how to solve this? If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask in the comment. Let's look at this question. The question says Rohan invested an amount of rupees 13,900 divided in two different schemes, scheme A and scheme B, at the simple interest rate of 14% per annum, 11% per annum respectively. If the total amount of simple interest earned in 2 years to be 3,508, what was the amount invested in scheme B? Okay, see guys, the question is simple. It's just that it is a lot of data that is given to us, so some of the students might get confused. Let's see how we are going to solve it. See, we are told that Rohan has invested a particular amount in two different schemes, okay, scheme A and B, and we are clearly told that simple interest of scheme A and simple interest for scheme B, okay, is equals to total simple interest, obviously, right? So here, if you read here, if the total amount of simple interest earned in 2 years to be 3,508, which means total simple interest value is already given to me. Now I have to substitute the values over here. So we already know the formula for simple interest is PRT divided by 100. Okay, so in this case, what I will do is simple interest for scheme A, I will put P, principal amount of A, rate amount of A, and time of A. Okay, divide by 100. In the same way, I will put a plus in between, and then principal amount of B, rate amount of B, and then time in B scheme, and then 100. Let's see if we have all this PA, RA, TA, and PB, RB, TB values or not. So first of all, what we are told is Rohan invested an amount of 13,900 divided in two different schemes A and B. Okay, so what we are told is Rohan has invested this total amount. Okay, so we are not told individual principal amounts of A and B. Okay, so what we will do is we will assume principal amount of A to be X, then what will be the principal amount of B? See, according to the question, it is very clear that principal amount of A plus principal amount of B is equals to 13,900, because that is the total money or the amount Rohan had initially, which he invested in two schemes, right, A and B. So we have assumed principal amount of A to be X, then what we can say, principal amount of B to be simply PB is equals to 13,900 minus X, right? So that is why I am considering this to be this much. Okay, so now we have PA, PB value. Let's see if we have rate values or not. So here it is mentioned that two different schemes A and B at the simple interest rate of 14% and 11%, which means we also have the values of rates. Okay, so I'm writing it over here. So RA is what, 14%, and then rate for B scheme is what, 11%. Okay, if the total amount of simple interest earned in 2 years, which means for both the schemes he has invested in like 2 years, so TA and TB both are what, 2 years only. Okay, so now since we have all the values, let's substitute that in the equation to find our final answer. So now PA value that I had is X, then rate A is 14, time is 2 divided by 100, plus in this case PB value is what, let me write it down. PB value we have found out to be 13,900 minus X. Okay, this is my PB value. Rate B value is 11 and time is 2 again over here, divided by 100 again. Okay, and this side, this both will add up to give 3508. Now we need to solve this equation to find the value of X, and then we will find our final answer. Let's see what it will be. See, here it will be 28X. Okay, 14 into 2, 28 into X, 28X plus Okay, I'm directly writing the solution so that it will be easy. I'm not writing the entire step by step because it will take a lot of time. So minus 22x, but you have to solve it on your own. Okay, the entire equation, 350 800 minus 13,900 multiplied by 22. Okay, this we will when we will solve, this will be the next step, and then 28x minus 22x will be 6x, and this side it will be 45,000. Okay, so in this way, the x value that we will be getting is 7,500. Now, what is asked? What was the amount invested in scheme B? Amount invested means principal amount, which was PB. So PB we have considered as 13,900 minus x. So PB is equals to 13,900, and we already have the x value, which is 7,500. So I will put it over here. So I will get the PB value as 6,400. So let's see if we have that option. Yes, option A only 6,400. So the correct answer for this question will be option number A, which is 6,400. I hope you have understood it, what was the question and how to solve it. These types of questions are very common, so you should have a good practice of solving these questions. So guys, let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question. The question says a person crosses a 600-meter long street in 5 minutes. What is his speed in kilometer per hour? Okay, so basically a very straightforward question. Let's try solving it. The formula for speed is distance upon time, right? And here in the question, distance is given to us as 600 meter and time is given to us as 5 minutes. Okay, so let's try to solve it, but the main thing that you have to notice is that we have to find the answer in kilometer per hour. Okay, so after finding our solution, we need to convert it into kilometer per hour. Okay, so see, the distance is given to us is 600 meter. Okay, so which means we will find our initial solution in meter per second, and then we will convert it into kilometer per hour. Okay, so meter we have taken, and then it is 5 minutes. Okay, so we will have to convert this into seconds, because we always find it either in meter per second or kilometer per hour. So since meter is here, I will convert it into second. How I will convert? In 1 minute we have 60 seconds, so in 5 minutes 5 into 60. Okay, this will be my seconds. Now when we will solve it, this will get cut and this 6 will get cut by this. So I will have 10 on the top, 5 at the bottom. So 5 2 times are 10. Okay, so 2 meter per second is the speed that we have got. Now we have to convert this speed into what? Kilometer per hour, right? Because we have to give the final answer in kilometer per hour. Now how you will do that? See, there is one straightforward method. Like if you, whenever you have to convert any speed which is given in meter per second to kilometer per hour, you will simply multiply it with 18 by 5. Okay, and you will get your solution. So when we will multiply it by 18 by 5, it will be given, we will be getting as 36 by 5. Okay, and since we have the options as decimals, let's try to convert it into decimal points. So 5 sevens are 35 point 10, so it will be 2. So 7.2 will be the correct answer. So the correct answer for this question will be option number B. Now guys, you might be thinking from where this 18 by 5 came. Okay, so just for if someone is not aware, let me tell you. See, we have meter per second. If we have to convert meter into kilometer, how many meters are there in 1 kilometer? So 1 kilometer has 1000 meters, right? In the same way, 1 hour has how many seconds? 3600. Okay, 3600 second. So whenever you have to convert any meter per second into kilometer per hour, what you have to do is you have to divide the particular value. For example, 1 meter per second, so you have to divide it by 1000 because you are converting into kilometer, and then multiply it with 3600. Okay, so when you will solve this, these two zeros will get cut off, and then when you will cut it with 2, you will get 2 5s are 10 and then 18. So in this way you will get 18 by 5. But instead of doing this calculation every time, we just try to remember that if we have to convert it in from meter per second to kilometer per hour, we will just simply multiply it with 18 by 5. I hope now you have got it. If you have any more doubts, feel free to put it in the comment section. Let's now move on to the next question. So guys, we have seen enough questions for now, and now I have one DIY question for all of you. So make sure to attend this question. Now what you have to do is, this is your first DIY question. how you will answer it in the comment is you will write it in this way, first and then second, and then whatever is the option for first and the complete answer. For example, if it is ambiguous, then something like this, and then for the second one also. Guys, since you have watched this video so far, make sure to attend this DIY questions honestly, because you know you are preparing it for yourself. So don't think that others are going to comment down and so why should I. Okay, so this is your preparation journey and you have to be honest with it. Okay, the first DIY question is, choose the most appropriate word to complete the sentence. We have this sentence that is, the manager's explanation was so dash that everyone understood the complex procedure clearly. And the options that we are given is ambiguous, vague, lucid, obscure. Okay. Now let's move on to the second DIY question. This is DIY question number 2. And the question is, fill in the blank with the most appropriate word. And the sentence is, the research team is dash the latest findings from their experiments. The options that we have are looking, reviewing, observing, and completing. Okay, so make sure to comment down your DIY answers. Okay, I will be waiting for your answers, and if you guys have been watched other videos of mine, you must have like noticed that I reply to every comment that I get on my videos. Okay, I try to reply every single comment, so make sure to comment down the DIY answers. Okay, so guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you do, please give it a like. If you have any more doubts, please drop them in the comment section. You can also join me on Telegram and follow me on Instagram as well. You can ask your queries over Instagram DM too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important updates or notification whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.